and good evening to another episode of Tuesdays with the Ambassador of Hope. What a day to be alive. You ask me why? Because so long as there's breath in your nostrils and a heartbeat in your chest, there is hope for you. Every day above the ground is a good day. Listen, it doesn't matter how terrible life has been. You may have had some hard knocks. Things may not have gone the way it should have gone, your expectations. But listen, you are still alive. You never know what God will do in the next instant. He is the God of the first minute. He's the God of the middle. He's the God of the last minute. That is who he is. And tonight, I want to encourage you that no matter what it is, there is life and there is hope. So welcome again. And know, like we always do, please pick up your device and let's share. Christmas is a time for sharing. And today we're talking about this Christmas. I'm not talking about some Christmas past or some Christmas future, but this one. So just let's do that. Let's welcome a few people here today. You know, we've got a few coming up. Let's share to as many people as possible. Hey, Vaglas V, God bless you. And please, whatever, we are live on Facebook as the Ambassador of Hope. We are live on YouTube as Frank Ofosu-Appiah Official. Let's do that, shall we? Let's do that. V, yes, this Christmas. Christy is in the house. She says, good evening, everybody. And Christy says, share. And when Christy says share, she means share. My miracle lady, praise this. I hope you're doing very well. Woman of God, yes, this Christmas has to be different. Elizabeth says expecting. She has expectancy. You know, when we were kids, we had some expectations. You wanted to be an adult so that nobody can tell you what to do. Until you became an adult, then you found out that not having to pay bills is better. So it's not every expectation that is really good. But she has expectation, and I'm sure it will not be disappointed. God bless you. From the heart of the Bronx, Apostle Felix from Rehoboth, good evening to you. Baby Z, I hope you're doing very well. God bless you. God bless you, my darling. God bless you. Tracy Ann is in the house. Good evening. Listen, share to as many people as possible. Let's do that. In a few minutes that we can get things rolling. Is that a deal? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's see who is on YouTube. Got a whole lot of family out here. Brandon is right here. The one and only Brandon, the best. Zandra is here. Good evening to you. Adrena, good evening. I hope you are doing very well. Felicia McAddy, Minister Felicia, good evening to you. I hope you and all your people are doing very well. God richly bless you. So many of you here. Listen, let's share a little bit. Let's send the numbers up a little bit. If it is worth hearing, it is worth sharing. So let's do that all the way from the land of the 10,000 lakes. I hear the snow is brutal. The cold is brutal, but it takes guts to live in Minnesota. Pastor Richard, God bless you this evening. Merry Christmas to all of you. You know, we are approaching Christmas in a couple of days. It will be Christmas. Christmas will fall on us. And I've been reflecting on how powerful this season really is. And during times like this, you know, traffic is increased, frantic activities, traveling goes through the roof. People travel outside, people travel inside, domestic, international, everything. You know, people go all over the place. And it's amazing. Then, of course, the shopping. You know, people look at the trees to see whether the boxes are real or they are fake, or they are going to be re-gifted with what they gifted to other people. You know, we have all of these things. And but I believe that Christmas is more than just a celebration. It comes, yes, we must celebrate whichever way. You must, one way or the other. But Christmas carries memories. It evokes emotions, expectations, questions. And incidentally, sometimes Christmas brings pain. Oh, yes. I've encountered people that almost every Christmas brings joy and gratitude. For others, it highlights loss, deep disappointment, loneliness, or answered prayer. Somebody who should have been there is not there. A chair is going to be empty on the day after tomorrow. There's going to be this sense of deep loss. That laughter may not be there anymore. Something has happened. We all have had our share of losses. And sometimes it gives us some emotions. But I want to tell you that right here, I don't know about any places, but right here on this Ambassador of Hope, every emotion that you may have is valid. Oh yes. Good or bad, sad or happy is valid. Never forget that. You must be able to put your emotions on display sometimes. It's okay. After all, the most perfect person, the quintessential man, Jesus, who walked on earth, in John 11:35, when he stood at the grave of his best friend, the book tells us that, and Jesus wept. Yes, Jesus wept. You think about that. Jesus, that's the shortest verse in the Bible. Jesus wept. He had emotions. When he was in the Garden of Gethsemane and the weight of the world's sin was upon his shoulders, he agonized. He said to his disciples that my soul is exceedingly sad. So don't think that emotions don't matter. Paul, good evening and thank you. Thank you so much for all your love. God richly bless you. But it happens. I know that there are some people that, they're going to shed a lot of tears because of the haunting loneliness. For some, all they needed was just $1 or something to buy a little something to have a sense of worth. Because people may be rejoicing and for them it's an empty cupboard, empty pocket, empty wallet. And they wonder why. Maybe some Christmas past was okay, but this one, somebody who could have helped is no more there. But I want to say, instead of all this, the center of Christmas is Christ. You can't spell Christmas without Christ, and it starts with Christ Mass. I'm not talking about having a perfect life. I'm not talking about performance, but I'm talking about presence. God stepping into humanity in the most vulnerable form. When God came to us on earth, he could have come as a full-grown person. After all, the first man who came in Genesis was created a full-grown person, Adam. He wasn't a baby, he was created a full-grown person. And God could have done that. But it's amazing that when he wanted to come in here, he came in the form of a baby. And you and I know that babies are vulnerable. At even a point, his earthly parents had to take him and smuggle him out to Egypt because he was a baby. Until when he became an adult, then he could walk through trouble and nobody could touch him. In fact, he's on record as saying that I laid down my life and I pick it up again. But baby, vulnerable, God was telling us that I can also make myself vulnerable for you. On the cross, he said, I thirst. The living water said, I'm thirsty just for you and I. So tonight is not a teaching session. I have bunches that I could have taught, but it's just a conversation. Because I believe that Christian, and I've been talking about questions lately because as you grow a little bit older, you look back. And that is what I call perspective. There are a whole lot of things. If you are still thinking the way you think when you were 12, if you are 40, 50, and you are still thinking the way you are 12, you need help. Then I would like I tell leaders that, listen, if your beliefs are still the same 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I'm not talking about the essential doctrines, but some things about life are the same. I'd like to meet you for you to school me. Because as you grow older, you have a lot of perspective and you look at a whole lot of things. So today is a conversation. Ask questions. Because Christianity is not the absence of questions. Often, I know that our faith grows through honest questions that we ask. So I want to assure you as we talk today, this is going to be a safe place. Speak from your heart. No argument because it will be a total waste of time to argue. No. But let's reflect. Let's grow up together. This Christmas, we are live on Facebook. We are live on Twitter. Share your thoughts. Share your reflections or questions in the comment section. And I'll be reading it and I'll be responding as we go. Today I asked Mommy a question. I was just like, and I said, when we were kids, when we were very young, it looks like Christmas was very exciting. But, or is it And she said, no. You see, when we were children, we had, all she said was, when you were a child, you don't have a lot of responsibility. You know, somebody has to slave for you to be happy. You come home, the food is there, everything is there, but there's responsibility. You don't eat for yourself. Well, at least for me, I don't eat for myself. I don't do things for myself. I think about people more than I think about myself. I want people to be happy. I want people not to cry during this season. I want people to have a sense of hope. That is why I'm sitting here. To tell you the truth, I may be more tired than you. But maybe in this season, I know people can really be depressed. People can have a lot of questions. People can be sad. I told you again, it's valid. It's okay. That is why I'm seated here. That is why I'm the ambassador of hope. And I want to talk to you. So let's do that. And I see here somebody, okay, it's gone already. Somebody said, in one word, how does Christmas feel for you this year? Wow. That's an interest. That's a good one to start. In one word. One word I'll say, interesting. Interesting. Why do I say interesting? Because my one word is the front end of a whole lot. You have to agree with me that 2025 has been very interesting. We've had the highest and we have the lowest and the in-between, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the in-between. And as a leader, as a pastor, my God, I've pastored full-time for 40 years, part-time, full-time, 44 years, and I have seen some things, but 2025 has been another level. I don't know if it's because of social media that makes us see a whole lot of things, but interesting. That is all I'll say. Interesting. So please make sure you drop your questions, your comments this Christmas. Maybe it's an expectation. Maybe it's a prayer. Maybe it's a comment. Maybe it's a question. Something. Let's have a conversation in the next 30-35 minutes, and I'm going to let you go on your way. So just drop it in. If we have another question, let it come, and let's see. Somebody said, has your understanding of Christmas changed as your faith has grown? Has your understanding of Christmas changed as your faith has grown? The answer in one word is yes. And you ask me why? All right, that's valid. You know, again, like I was saying, when you are younger, Christmas is about celebration, it's about joy, it's about, everything for people in different sides of the divide. Some are going to really live it up, the booze, the things, the clubs, the everything. That's good. Other side of the divide, church, fellowship, all of it. And then in the middle, family, all those connections. And that was how I have thought about. And then as I have grown, I realized that there's mess, even in our Christmas, in that people have lost people have lost jobs, divorces may have happened, job losses may have happened, accidents, sickness, calamities, tragedies. Some appear and you don't know, some you see, some advertise, some don't. So as my faith has grown, I've realized that Christmas means so much to me because it gives me hope. Christmas tells me is the story of hope being outlived in our presence. Like I told you, when God created Adam, he was a full-grown man. When he wanted to come here to be with us, he came as a baby. A baby, anytime you hear the cry of a baby, whether it's a labor ward or anything, is indicating that there is life continuing. Babies continue, it's life continuing, which means it's not the end. Every baby born, and every year there are about 106 million that are born every year, babies born every year, or something. I think so, and it's telling us that life must go on. Life must progress. We must go on. So my understanding of Christmas is that it's not just the celebration, but the hope that Christ brings, the peace that Christ brings, the joy that Christ brings. The things that we run around for can be found in that one person who is Christ. Pastor Rachel says that those are my exact words too. Thank you. Thank you so much, Pastor. Yvonne, good evening to you. Godwin Doe, good evening to you. Ben, I in the presence of God, thank you. Crown Prince, wisdom, thank you. Thank you. So please put in your questions as they come. We're going to post it out there. I want to hear from you. I don't know if there are any people on our YouTube page too. I want to hear from me. Says make sure that you drop your questions in the chat. We want to hear from you. I really want to hear from. Let's do this together. Let's do this together. This Christmas, drop in your questions. I don't want you to be silent and hiding behind the scenes. Let's do that. Then I can let you be on your way. Want to make it quick. Want to make it snappy. If you have anything to drop there, I would really want to hear. Here's another one. Okay, it says that, how do you hold on to hope when the holidays feel heavy? Wow, this is valid. This is really valid. Would there be anybody who want to answer that for me? How do you hold on to hope when the holidays? I think when the holidays are heavy, all that you can grasp is hope. And hope is found in Jesus. Hope is the earnest expectation that something better will happen. Hope is not rooted on just cliches and jargons, but it's in a person. And I say it again. Hope is the earnest expectation that something good is about to happen. Which means life can turn for you. You never know. That is why you don't have to give up. That is why you don't have to let a season or a day or a week or whatever just make you feel like nothing good is ever going to happen to you. Sometimes the people who are laughing may be laughing to mask their pain. I'm not saying compare yourself to anybody. But for me, hope is anchored in my heart that I may be bereaved. I may have lost things. I may have suffered a lot. I may not have everything that I wanted to have. But life goes on. That's how I hold on to it. His promise, his personality, his presence, his power is there with me. Sometimes I may not feel it, but I know it. Sometimes I may not see it, but I feel it. I know it. Sometimes I may not even taste it, but it is there. Thank you. Pastor Richard is asking a question. I don't know if we can put it there. He says, can you speak a word of encouragement to somebody, please? I recently learned that there are people who go through depression and stress during the Christmas season. And Pastor Richard, this is very valid. Very, very, very valid, because we live in a human community. And whether you like it or not, we all like to say that we are very focused. Yes, but truth is that we all live a kind of distracted life. And the distraction sometimes is because we have this natural propensity of trying to look at what others are doing, how much others are making, what others are enjoying, and that kind of thing. And sometimes it can affect us. And especially in the days of social media. I don't have the statistics, I don't have the data, but I want to suspect that a lot of things that people put out there on social media may not be the reality. And I say that because I have my personal observation data, not empirical data, nothing, algorithms or nothing, but I know a few things, and I see a few things that people put there. And when I know the situation, all I say, I just shake my head and I move on. But I want to say to those who are depressed that, listen, it's a season, it will pass. Christmas Day is a day, it will pass. I'm not belittling the fact that you may be depressed. I'm not belittling the fact that you may be going through some emotional turmoil. It is a reality. And I tell people that if you have to cry, cry, but don't cry forever. Wipe your tears and get up. And for me, the best thing that you can do, and that is if you have already invested, is your connections. It's your connections. I tell people that, connections are very important. Connections are your bridge between your here and your there. Connections are your lifeline. They are the rope that holds you in times like this. I know that I'm a private person. I don't want anybody in my business. I've been hurt before. Everybody has been hurt before. And I'm not belittling the fact that your hurt is humongous, beyond everything that human beings have seen. But the fact still remains that we were created for connections. We're not created for things. We're created for connections. And so in this time, reach out to somebody, and to other people too. On Sunday, I told our congregation, reach out to somebody. We all dress up, we all put on our church faces, live faces and everything, but surprise somebody. That's one of the things I do. No matter Thanksgiving or Christmas, I visit a family. Whether it's 1 hour, whatever, I sit down with them. No preaching, no nothing, just be there for them. Only God knows what he does to them. So please, please, please reach out to somebody, and you also reach out And don't spend this season in depression. It will pass. It will pass. Yes. Anybody else? Yeah, Kofi Adugble says that people put stuff on social media that are not always the reality. Yes, it's so true. It's so true. Patrice, Sonia, as we head into a new year, how can we reclaim Christmas as a message of Christ-centered hope rather than just a seasonal event? Familiarity. Yeah, your question is your posting is both a question and then a teaching and a statement and a prophetic word. You see, if we are not intentional, society forces stakeholders will hijack a very valid thing and make it theirs. I don't suppose that the original intention of Christmas is like what we are seeing today. Again, there are people who argue December 25th is not the birthday of Jesus because during that time he was born somewhere in the Middle East, and those that around the time that we celebrate is summer is hot over there, so no snow. But people interpret this based on the culture they are coming from. If you've done anthropology, cultural anthropology, you understand that we interpret things through our culture. I teach this with Bible school students or master classes and things, that every preacher, every pastor interprets the Bible through the lenses of the culture they are coming in from. So let's say Isaiah says that if your sins be as whatever crimson, they shall be white as snow. Somebody living on the Sahara Desert has never seen snow before. So how do you interpret white as snow when they've never seen snow? So there's that thing. So I'm saying all this to say that all of us, especially people of the book, I'm talking about people of the book, we need to go back. That is why I tell people that go back and read the stories. Share it with people. Make it meaningful. Not just the people who want to commercialize such a beautiful thing. Not people who just want to make a fast buck out of a beautiful thing. But let's put our roots down in what we believe. And every time go back to the Gospels. Luke and Matthew, these are the two evangelists who share about the genealogy or whatever. About Mark and John don't do that, and it's for a reason I'm not going to get to. They're no preaching at all, just want to talk. But go back and read it again, and read it with a heart like you've never read it before, and it will be amazing, the things that you pick out there. Today I was discussing with Mommy, and let me just throw it in there about, the angel Gabriel goes to a man called Zechariah. He is elderly. He's old. His wife is not old. His wife is older. Old is not a very nice thing to say to a woman. Older. They've buried their dreams out because they've waited for many years. Then the angel comes to Zechariah. He was 7 and says to him that your prayers are answered. Your wife Elizabeth is going to have a baby. Now listen. He's going to have a baby. His name shall be John. He will be great. Wow. And Zechariah asks a question. How can it be so? Looking at my situation. And the angel said, how dare you ask me this question? I'm going to hold your mouth for 9 months until this manifestation. Some months later, same angel goes to a young girl, a teenager called Mary. Same words. Mary, you found favor. You're going to have a baby. His name shall be Jesus. He will be great. Say this. And Mary asked the same question that Zechariah asked. How can this be so, seeing that I'm a virgin? I've never known a man. And you will suppose that the same punishment that was given Zechariah because of what he asked should be given to Mary, because what is good for the goose is good for the gander. But yet, he says, Mary, come and calm down, baby. Calm down, baby. You okay? One gets punishment, one gets favor. I said, no, the Holy Spirit. He explained some things to Mary. And I was wondering, and I said, maybe the reason why Zechariah's mouth was held was because God was going to use him as a role model to create an atmosphere for that young virgin girl to realize that if it can be done for this, then it's possible that I can have it. That's why the angel said, go to Elizabeth, go to her. She's already pregnant, the one who is called barren. So it's an atmosphere. So God didn't want Zechariah to poison that atmosphere for Mary. And I'm saying all this to say that as Christians, we must make sure that the atmosphere that we create will make it possible for some younger ones to be able to believe. There are sometimes we are too negative, we are too gossipy, we are too belligerent, we are too all kinds of things, and we spoil atmospheres for people, especially in church people. So I tell people that there's a great responsibility on you when you're mature. There's a great responsibility on you when you're a leader. When there's a great responsibility that people coming after you must have a point of reference in you. That if you have been able to go through this and you are standing, that I told you I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do this. Princess Samuel says, how can I be a blessing to someone in this Christmas season? The decision is yours. Find somebody and bless them. Find somebody and bless them. And I can't tell you exactly how to be a blessing. You know, you can bless somebody without loving the person. But you can never love somebody without blessing them. Listen to it again. You can give to somebody without loving them. But you will not love somebody and not give to them. For God so loved the world that he gave. One of the manifestations of true love is giving. When you love people, you give. When the Magi, when they came to where the child Jesus was, they opened their treasures and they gave. So this Christmas season, give something. Money, smile, card, gift, something. So find somebody. I'm sure you may find somebody. And to everybody who may have a need, there's somebody called Princess Samuel. He wants to help. Bless them. Bless them. Is there anybody else? All right. As we reflect on the year, does life get harder as we grow older? Or is it more a result of the choices we make, or both? If challenges are inevitable, how can we prepare ourselves mentally? This is a whole curriculum that you are giving to me. Please forgive me. Let me be a little bit blunt, but please, you know my heart. And it's not to you, I mean to everybody. Occasionally when I'm not, I say this, that life is hard. Life is hard. But it's even harder if you are stupid. Not you. Life is hard for everybody. Listen, nobody has it easier than you. I'm telling you the fact. For every front end of success that you see, there's a back end of struggle that you may never know. For every person who walks on a platform to receive a diploma, there's a back end of hard work that sometimes people don't realize. 4 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. And it's a little walk on a platform. Their names are mentioned and they throw their cap, they wear their gown, hood, whatever. But it's a lot of work. I'm saying all this to say that the choices that we make in life inform our results. There's no neutral place in this world. There's no, even if you sit on the fence, it's going to break. Choices are very important. And the choices that you make will either hold you a little back. I mean, cushion you a little bit from the hard knocks of life. So prepare yourself mentally. Number one, the places you go to, the people that you hang out with, the books you read, the observations you make, the education that you have, who mentors you, where you go to church, the God you worship, because people have different gods. And I tell people that the God you worship, make sure that when you're in trouble, they can help you. So these are all factors that come in life. What you've got to understand is that every tick of the clock, of the seconds hand on your watch, you're not getting any younger. And I sit here, I tell people I'm not younger anymore. Once upon a time, I was quite young. But I'm not young anymore. I'm painfully aware of it, that I'm not young anymore. And I've realized there are some decisions that I made once upon a time. It was helping me now. You don't make money and spend money like there's no tomorrow, because tomorrow you must be concerned about your future, because you're going to live there. I tell people, save $1 a month. At the end of the year, you have $12. Save $10 a month. At the end of the year, you have $120. Save $100 a month. At the end of the year, you have $1,200. And these little things, they add up. Life catches up on you, my friend. Reality catches up on you. Don't put off till tomorrow what you should do today. Save. Go to school. Take that course. Say it's hard. Yes, I know. But it's harder as you grow older. I hope it makes sense. Nana Morrison, good evening to you. Kofi Ajogule, good evening. Keteche George from Delaware, good evening to you. It's my daughter singing her song. Z, good evening to you. Well, there's something. Okay, Mike Mens. Why is Matthew 1:21 saying that he shall be called Jesus? But Matthew 1:23 is referring to Isaiah 7:14, referred to as Emmanuel and not Jesus. Emmanuel means God is with us. Emmanuel means God is with us, and Jesus is Savior. So I believe that is a whole compound of the same thing. We can't have semantics and things. I was quoting Isaiah, Emmanuel, God with us. So it's telling us that this Jesus, this is what he represents. He represents God coming to us. In John chapter 1, he says that, and the word was made flesh and dwelt amongst us, will beheld his glory. The Message translation says that the word, and he moved into our neighborhood. So it's pretty much the same thing. I don't think there's any big deal about that. Yes. So, Paul, during the season of giving, what do you offer somebody who you truly care about, but due to circumstances cannot give the gift you truly would want to give? Well, you can't give what you don't have. We all have very good intentions about people, but sometimes we look at people. I remember one time it was my birthday, and I think it was my daughter or something said, "So what do I give to somebody?" She was quite disingenuous. What do I give to somebody who has everything? And I said, I don't have everything. I have almost everything. I'm just. But for me, human beings are my most important consideration. You can't give what you don't have. For me, it's the love that is behind what you give. That is important. At least give something. I don't think whoever you are talking about may expect the whole world or something, but I believe that for me, I don't like talking about myself, but for most people are reasonable. People should be reasonable. There are some cultures that have this sense of entitlement, which to me is a very bad and not good aspect of those cultures. For me, if somebody gives me 1 penny, somebody gives me 1 cent, I'm very appreciative. Because sometimes we never know where they got it from. The sweat that they had. I was telling somebody not too long ago, I was in Ghana, and I was telling somebody about the situation. I said, in this United States where I am, somebody goes to work for 8 hours, 10 hours, and in a day, they make $100 a day. Yes. You never, sometimes $100, sometimes, let's say $200. That's a lot. And then they send you $200. They've worked a whole day to be a blessing to you. Sometimes people don't look at it that way. People don't really look at it. Oh, is that all you're giving me? Yes. You have no idea. Somebody has given. Sometimes people give you their whole 1 week salary. Think about it and be grateful. Sometimes this sense of entitlement. Go to the Northeast right now. Go to Massachusetts. Go to Connecticut. Go to Minneapolis. And see how human beings walk through snow, deep snow. Some are slipping, some are breaking bones, some are crashing. And Christmas, they send you $100, and you're not appreciative. That's not good. So, Paul, all this, I said this to say that whatever is in your heart, just bless somebody. Just bless somebody. Pastor David Yawnkroma, God bless you. Ethel, good evening to you. God bless you. It was good having you in Ghana. Thank you for coming to support Mommy and I. I hope everything is good. So, do we have any other questions? Someone on YouTube? We have just about 20 minutes and I'm going to go. We got to get out of here. We all had to get out of here. All right. Is there anything here? Anything? Or people are just gone off on me? Then I can go off on you. Let's all go sleep. Let's go have fun. But if you have something, let's see here. Hey, Priscilla, how are you? Prissy, I hope you are doing very well. Are you out of Canada now? I thought I saw some of your postings. Man, you had fun. God bless you. God bless you so much. God bless you, my daughter. God bless you. Is there anybody here? All right. I think Kofi Ajogule is asking a question here, if we can put it out there. Now, what is your take on having... yes, Kofi says, what is your take? That is me asking me a question on having a church service on Christmas Day when it falls on weekdays like this one coming up. I've observed that many churches don't. Please, I'm asking because some churches have it and some don't. I think it's a matter of preference. It's a matter of preference and what they do. For example, the church that I happen to serve as the lead pastor, for many years we never had Christmas Day service because when I started the church, Mommy and I were the only black people. We had a total white congregation, and it wasn't part of their culture to go to church on Christmas Day. I think after about 5 or whatever years, I decided for us to go to church on Christmas Day for just 1 hour or just 1 hour and 15 minutes something. And it was like people were scratching their head, really, and the surprise was the place was jam-packed. And that became part of our culture. So for me, if they choose to go to church, that's fine. If they choose not to go to church, it doesn't bother me. It's a matter of preference. It's a matter of preference. I don't speak for any church. But we do it. We'll be online on Christmas Day. And we've done that. It's been very amazing. About 70 minutes and we are gone to go have fun. We celebrate together. Thank you. Thank you. Do we have anything come up? It says, somebody is saying here that what part of the Christmas story speaks to you this season? What part of the Christmas story speaks to you this season? If you have listened to me a few days ago, because of various things, normally we have what we call the Advent season. The Advent season is the 4 weeks before Christmas Day. And during those 4 weeks, normally in our church calendar, we preach stories about Christmas. But this year we had things thrown at us and I have to get out of town. Our pastors preached some of them. So I've had to preach one. And for me, what I preached on Sunday is the story that speaks to me this season. And it had to do with Simeon in the Bible. Simeon was a devout man. He was just. He was full of the Spirit. And what hit me was that he was waiting. He was waiting because it has been revealed to him by the Spirit that he will not die until he has seen the Messiah, the consolation of Israel. So for me, it was the waiting that really hit me. That you may not be able to walk deeply and far with God if you don't learn the discipline of waiting. And waiting is not passive. I am waiting for some things in my life, in my family, in other people's lives that I'm trusting God for. But that waiting is not passive. A lot of people think waiting is just sitting there doing nothing. No. Waiting, kavah, in the Hebrew means that you are expecting something, but you still get on with your life. What? You are expecting something to happen. There are people that maybe you are waiting to get married, and because of that, you pack your life and don't do anything. No. Keep doing what you know. Maybe somebody is trusting God for something. It hasn't manifested yet, so they stop serving, stop giving, stop laughing. No, you can't do that. Do what you are doing, because Zechariah, in his old age, was still serving. And it was during the time of serving that he lifted his eyes and he saw the angel of the Lord standing at the right-hand side of you know what that means? That is where the mantle of Elijah had been hung. No, never mind. Never mind. But it was whilst he was serving. What if he had refused to serve? And the angel's assignment was to go to the temple that day. So for me, waiting. You have to learn to wait very well. Because waiting empowers our faith. Waiting makes us worship, because once you worship, God works. The man went into the temple, and when he saw them, he worshipped. Waiting, after you've gotten something, after you have waited. The reason why some people can't say thank you is because they haven't waited. But once you wait for something and you get it, the joy, the ecstasy, the thank you that comes out of it. So for me, that is what speaks to me. Daniela Ivo says, Merry Christmas, Dr. You know who. God bless you for all you've done for us. Thank you. It's my privilege to serve. It's my honor. Serving doesn't bother me at all. Well, Paul is saying something. Can you put it out there about one of the carols? Yes. One of the carols say, from now on, your troubles will be over. Is it more of hopeful thinking, or us believing this season actually eliminates our troubles? Well, Paul, the truth is that people write their carols, but you and I know that it's not so. You and I know that it is not so. Our troubles would not be over. The only person who has his troubles over is the one who is in the grave. And the only one with the troubles behind them is the school bus driver. I think, I don't know that story. Maybe I know it, but I haven't really paid attention. But theologically and wisdom-wise, it's never so. It's hopeful thinking. And we hope our troubles will be over. But you and I know that this side of heaven, our troubles are never over. It's never. Somebody has to tell somebody the truth. It doesn't matter how consecrated you are. It doesn't matter how anointed you are. It doesn't matter how close you are to God. It doesn't matter what you do. Trouble has a way of raining on our parade. We don't ask for it, but it finds us. Remember, the master said that these things have I spoken to you, that in me you have hope. For in the world you will. It's not a suggestion. You will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. But be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. He's telling us, he prepares us for trouble. You see, sometimes our theology that has been popped into our head is like, once you give your life to you, are a Christian, blah, blah, blah. Nothing is supposed to go wrong. If you have lived longer than one day, you have to agree with me that it ends so. Things happen. Sometimes the prayers you pray, you get a direct opposite. Why? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Jesus in Luke chapter 22 said to Simon Peter, Simon, Simon, Satan has requested to have you and sift you like wheat, but I've prayed for you that your faith will not fail. And when you are converted, I looked at it well, and Jesus said that your faith will not fail, but when you are converted. So Jesus gave a hint. And Jesus prayed that your faith will not fail, because his faith was going to fail, and he failed. He let Jesus down, but Jesus had put in the caveat that when Jesus knew that it would go south, but he will be converted. That's why Jesus went looking for him and brought him back. So our troubles will be over this side of heaven. We face it. But the encouraging thing is that we are not alone in our troubles. We are not alone. Life is not a bed of roses. Life is not. So thank you again, Paul, for this. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else? Do we have them? Okay, Mike Mens again. What's your take on New Year resolutions? Is it worth it knowing that you won't follow it after 2 months? Well, if you know you are not going to follow it after 2 months, why bother? I think resolutions are okay, but you have to back it. Every decision must be backed. You know, you back your decision with some tenacity, with some resilience. Like you are saying, is true. The season that they have the highest registrations for gyms is in January. You know, where everybody's want to lose weight. We wear the color coordinated leotards, we tie a bandana around our head, put a knife in our teeth like Rambo. We are going to eat up all the fat and everything, you know. You know the way we get on the treadmill, you know. And by February, the batteries are beginning to run down, you know. So you can make your new resolutions, but by all means, listen. Life is not going to change because a calendar changed. Oh, don't push me. I don't want to get in there. Life is not going to change because a calendar changed. Flipping from December 31st to January 1st, ladies and gentlemen, will not make any difference in your life. You will be the same in 2037, like we're in 20 whatever, with flipping of 31st to 1st, 31st to 1st, you'll be the same unless you first change. So in order to have a new year, there must be a new you. And it is determined by the plans. What plans do you have? I believe that calendars were set, and of course, what we January, February, March, all the way is the Gregorian calendar. It wasn't created by God. It was created by human beings to regulate the affairs of this world, just like times. Never forget that. And we use them to regulate our lives, to help us to regulate our lives. And so you can take that for yourself that, listen, I've had a miserable thing, a lazy thing, a procrastinating thing. I'm going into the 1st of January. January comes from the Roman god Janus. Has two faces, one looking back, looking forward. So I look back and I look at my life. What things did I do that were good? What things did I do that were not good? Let me take the good. Let me put them on steroids and let me go into the future. Let me make some New Year resolutions. If I used to drink, I won't drink no more because it's just draining me, destroying my health. If I used to smoke, no more smoking. It's draining me, it's destroying my health. If I used to gossip, it's spoiling connections, it's destroying society. If I'm lazy, no, it's not helping me in my future. So let me put some few things that are measurable, smart goals, have plans, and then you move on. So if you know you are not going to follow it after 2 months, you must as well go and lie on the field and say, twinkle, twinkle, little stars. They will be more powerful. Thank you, Mike. All right, we've got about some 5 or so minutes to go. So if there's anything other than that, we are going to finish it up. I am wishing such a wonderful, 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 wonderful Christmas for every one of you. Please, please, please enjoy this Christmas. Reach out to somebody. Somebody, reach out to somebody. Buy a gift for somebody. Give to somebody a phone call, a text, an encouragement. There are a lot of people in this world. It doesn't take too much to make people feel happy. 2025 has been rough. Oh, yes, it's been rough. For others, no, it's been their best year. It's been their best year. But for a lot of people that I know, it's been rough. My heart goes out to you. I am there for you. Yeah, Kofi, I said it. In order to have a new year, a happy new year, you must have a new you. In fact, I have a book. I wrote a book and I put a workbook and everything together. I call it New Year, New You. My wife has asked me to do an improvement on the book. I think, well, we'll see. But New Year, New You. Yes, this is it. Oh, put it there for me. Don't run away. This is it. I think you can get it on online somewhere. New Year, New You. That's a book. I don't know how long ago I wrote it, but I wrote it within, I think, 2 weeks or so. And I put some the decisions we have got to make, the connections you've got to make. These are practical things that will help you. And I left areas where you can write things down, your aspirations, your goals, and that kind of thing. So just get it. New Year, New You. Thank you, media. Thank you. My media people are just amazing. Yes. Pastor Richard says, thank you for a whole year of inspiration, empowerment, rebuke. I like the rebuking part. The correction. A pastor called me, was it yesterday? And in a very nice way, I corrected him about, pastors and Mondays. I realized that today, because of availability, once upon a time, you couldn't just reach your pastors because there were no phones, social media, WhatsApp, text, and that kind of thing. But I want to be an advocate for pastors, to church members especially. Before Sunday, unless your pastor is lazy and your pastor is not worth the salt that goes in their bread, before Sundays are hard. The sleeplessness, the studying, the prayer, the meditation, getting your mindset, standing on a platform for 30 minutes, 40, 45, 1 hour, it's war, it's warfare. You get drained. But I realize that increasingly this generation don't understand boundaries for their pastors, their men and women of God. I have been at the receiving end. Immediately after church, you get home and people are texting you with their problems. Can you do this? And especially on Mondays. So I told the pastor, I love you so much that I'm going to tell you, don't call me about church matters on Mondays. And I gave him a time to call me today, and the man of God called me. And in our conversation, then I went back and I said, I hope what I told you, and he said, thank you so much, Daddy, for telling me. Because somebody also brought their problems, and I told the person, Mondays, don't do that, Sabbath. So I'm telling all of you, please be sensitive. I was at my sister's funeral last week, and there were people at a group thing, and somebody was being really silly, asking me for money and silly things. Whilst a corpse was laying in state. And in situations like that, the Ofosu-Appiah comes out. And I told the person that I have something that I've planned to teach young people why you should not marry an idiot. I have a way of saying things and everybody was all ears. Because the people doing that basically were men and women of God. And I said, you don't marry an idiot. And I said, that idiot is not a person. It's an acronym, IDIOT. And the first I is insensitive. And I said, you are being insensitive. Then another pastor said, oh, then can you tell me the rest? And I said, so you can go and use it to preach. You are an idiot too. That's the second time I've used idiot the whole year. So I'll use it again. Please forgive. But please, let's be sensitive to the people who give us leadership. They get tired. Be sensitive, especially on Mondays. Me, Mondays, I don't want to be bothered. I'm tired. I'm trying to regroup. But people text you. Can you stop that already? And make it a New Year's resolution that you let your men and women of God rest. They need it. It's hard, my friend. It's hard. I don't want to be rude because I don't have rudeness in me. But I'm being an advocate. Thank you. Kofi says that we have the book on Amazon. I think it's on Amazon. I think it is. I think it's on Amazon. Whatever. Yes. Daniel Ivo is laughing. But it's true. I need to. Pastor Richard brought that, so I needed to talk to say that. That sometimes if you don't stand up, and Pastor, please, This is one of my resolutions. I'm really going to try and rest a little bit more. Rest is not a waste of time. It's a temporary change of occupation. Did you hear what I said? I said rest is not a waste of time. It is a temporary change of occupation. We rest when we are tired. If you rest before you are tired, you are lazy. But when you are tired, please rest. The Bible says that if the axe is dull, it is more strength. Which means spend more time sharpening your axe, and that is rest, so you can be sharp. When you get tired, you make very bad mistakes. When you are tired, your decisions are not good. When you are tired, you become too vulnerable. And I want to tell the pastor, listen, when you rest, when you take time to rest, the sun will still rise from the east, set in the west, birds will sing, and life will go on. You are going to come back from your rest and realize that you are not the general manager of the planet Earth. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Jesus said, come aside and let's rest for a while. If you don't rest, you will be late to rest. Thank you. Merry Christmas, Kofi. Merry Christmas, Yvonne. I have just 3 minutes and I'm done. Anybody? Well, that's what's funny. Mondays. Yes, I just have to speak up because today people have just bled all the days. So there's no Sabbath for anybody. But where you work, they give you weekends, don't they? Saturday and Sunday, your boss doesn't bother you, all things being equal. So your pastors and they are not supermen and superwomen. Let them rest. Be sensitive. Somebody actually needs to apologize to your pastor that you bothered them on a Monday. You have to do that. Stop it already. It's so wrong. Stop it. Anyway. Agosia Child Presence, God bless you. All right. I think, listen. We are approaching Christmas in a couple of days. And remember this. That Jesus did not come. Christ did not come to suppress our emotions. He came to redeem our emotions. So whether this season brings you joy, reflection, gratitude, unanswered questions, problems, know this. God is present in it all. He's present in it all. Never forget that. Jacob felt very vulnerable in Genesis 28. Is there? Please don't put it up there. He had extricated himself from a very unpleasant situation. His brother was going to kill him, so he had run away from home. He was all alone, hungry. He was all alone, afraid. He was all alone with nobody. And in the night, he was so poor that his hotel was under the open skies. And all the pillow he could find to pillow his head on was a stone. But right there, he had a dream, and the heavens were open over him. And he saw a ladder, and angels were ascending and descending. I love it. From what we have been taught theologically, angels are up there, they ascend down. But here it says they were ascending and descending, which means even in his vulnerable state, his aloneness, there was still angelic activities around him. And when Jacob came to, he said something, that surely the presence of the Lord was here and I did not know it. How awesome is this place? This must be the house of God. This must be the gate of heaven. He called the place Bethel, the house of God. I'm saying all this to say that sometimes in this Christmas season, you may feel alone, you may feel vulnerable, you may feel what? It's okay. But don't forget that He is there with you. He has kept you and He will keep you again. My wish for you is this. May this Christmas bring you renewed hope. May this Christmas remind you that light still shines in the darkness. May this Christmas remind you that God became man to save you and I from our sins. That you don't have to die to go to an eternity without Christ. That wherever you are, if you ask Him into your heart, He will forgive you. It doesn't matter how dastardly your sin may be. Isaiah said, come, let us reason together. If your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as wool. If they are like crimson, they shall be white as snow. That is God. That is God. That is why He came. He moved into. We needed a teacher. We needed a helper. We needed an advocate. All of it is in Christ. I pray that the spirit of Christmas will mantle you and know that He is for you. Merry Christmas again from all of us, my team here, and all the supporters of Advanced Life, Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. My name is Ofosu-Appiah, your ambassador of hope. Good night.